Welcome back to Country Stitchers. And I was talking about Norma's comment when we took a break, planned or otherwise. And Norma had said she was pleased to see that class I was taking from Jackie Duplessis on Shining Needle Society. And I just wanted to mention, she mentioned Silver Needle, but it was Shining Needle Society that I actually took that through, which is a really large online course program. And Silver Needle, we've talked about in the past because Deb and I have been there on retreat. So just wanted to clarify that in case anybody saw that and was looking for that project.
Okay.
And let's see. Church Mouse Stitches mentioned the Prairie Schooler alphabet.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah.
We're good.
Oh, that's right. You talked about her.
Yep.
So then Deanna Elliott asked me where she could get the cross stitch book early. And I have a coupon that came with that, and I'd be happy to forward that to you if you want to send me your mailing address to our email. Just send it to country.stitchers@gmail.com.
Yep.
And it's in the Dropbox if you're looking for it. And I'd be happy to forward that. I had a comment from Stephanie about the floor stand or lap stand, which is what I actually just bought. And I'm going to show those in a subsequent video, the lap stand that I use. And I'll also show the qsnap lap frame for those of you who are having trouble finding something that works for you. I didn't bring it all today because the one I just got is pretty good size and it was a little difficult to tote. And then Jody mentioned that she actually didn't realize there was a guild in Carlisle. She had grown up in Carlisle, so that was fun to hear. We like it when people connect to the guild spotlight. That makes it a lot more fun for us when we hear back about it. And I did just mention for Deb Green about the qsnap frame. That is R&R Productions. They do that frame, reproduction, excuse me. And there is a store that is the licensed retailer here in the United States for them. I'll put that address in the Dropbox for you so you can go to them online and check them out. And Gitta in Canada also sells them. That's the name of her shop, Gitta, and it's in Canada, and she has an online shop.
Okay.
So that wraps up my comments.
Okay. I wanted to say a thank you to A.R. Hunt. She she heard that I like chocolate.
She feeds our habit.
Yeah, so she sent me a great recipe for what she calls the absolute best brownies. So I can't wait to make them. Thank you very much. I definitely like chocolate with my chocolate. Lois, she had a question. She was wondering, when you stitch every X, the entire X, do we always go in one direction? Like if we're just stitching horizontal, do we stay stitching horizontal, or do we stitch some horizontal, some vertical? I guess her stitches are looking different if she's traveling in a different way. And she was wondering if she was doing anything wrong. I don't know that you're doing anything wrong, but I have had that happen where they do look different if you start going in a different direction as you're stitching. Sometimes because you don't realize you're pulling the tension a different way, you know, so maybe if that's bothering you, then, you know, definitely pay attention to that and just stick with the same direction, I guess.
Or end your thread and then start your other direction so that, you know, all of your stitches in that direction are consistent. If what you're saying is you're using the same thread and going two ways, I usually, if I'm doing it, will go one direction all the time unless it's a really weird spot, but then I end my thread down there and then I go up and start that spot. Do you know what I mean?
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Then your tension's going to be consistent up here and consistent down here.
Yeah. Yeah.
If that makes a difference.
Yeah. And I think that was it. I think that was all of our comments.
All right.
Okay.
I was out running around a little bit the last 2 weeks. I did a little bit of shopping at the thrift shop. I found
she went Wednesday.
Quite a stack of...
The one day during the week that I have to
Well,
work.
now the thrift shop was last week,
but
actually,
that's okay.
though. I got in last week shopping.
Yeah.
But yesterday was a trip to the actual Hodge Podge shop and the framer.
It's okay. It's fine.
Oh, I'm going to have to
I'll
make it up to her. I can see there's a lot of brownies involved in this one.
A lot of chocolate.
Yes. I did find some perforated paper along with the thread, which is
nice. I like
nice.
that brown perforated paper a lot. That's beautiful.
And I really like the $1.50 price on the perforated paper.
I know. And they're brand new packs.
Yeah. So that's cool. There's 2 sheets to a pack on this stuff. So that should get me a lot of sleds done in the next short time.
Now all I have to do is one of those. They are so, I know, they are so cool.
I was putting away my things out of my craft room that I had finished and had sort of set aside, and I was taking them downstairs, and I saw my 2 cardinal sleds from last season that I did, and I thought, oh yeah, I should pull those out and do some more.
I know.
And Barb, our friend from the guild, came up to visit for the day, and yes, Deb was working same day. And
see how it is.
We went to.
It's all right, Barb.
It's
okay. I cried myself.
We're gonna get texted all evening from Barb. We went to the frame shop. It's okay. Lay your head on my shoulder.
You also went to the frame shop?
But you didn't take me to the frame shop.
Oh my gosh.
I waited 4 trips. We haven't, yes, we'll straighten this out off screen. But I got to go meet Mike yesterday Wednesday for the first time. And I took him my round robin piece to finish.
Nice.
Thought it'd be fun to do that.
Yeah.
And he did have a note on the table, and Barb had brought me a copy of it from when she dropped off her train to get it done. He's going to be closed from Tuesday, July 2nd through Tuesday, July 9th. And the shop will reopen Wednesday, July 10th at 10 o'clock. So if you're local and you're going to leave a piece or have a piece there, just bear that in mind before you drive to Strasburg to get it.
Nice.
And we went across the street to Hodgepodge to visit Marcia, and I found a few things. I got a really pretty piece of...
Oh, you want a white piece?
I got one.
Okay.
We'll just use that. I got some Tobacco Road Weeks. Actually, you can see it a little better back here. That was kind of pretty. That I didn't have a call for. I just thought it was really unusual.
Really beautiful.
And
nice for the autumn stitching.
Yes.
It's really pretty.
And I found a new pattern. I don't know when she released it, actually. It's part of her alphabet series, so I'm sure it's been out a while. Number 9. Oh, actually, February this year, so it's not that old. And it's Heartstring Samplery, and it's F is for friend.
Is she doing the whole alphabet?
Yes, Beth has the series out.
Oh, wow, that's awesome.
I only saw this one on the front rack, but I didn't go back to check out the turnstile.
Nice.
So I got the threads for that. They're really pretty muted.
They are.
Weeks Dye Works and Classic Color Works and Gentle Arts. I think there's a little of each in there. And there were 9 colors, so I'm playing with them and I'm looking at them, and I thought of the 9, I still had 5 that I didn't think I had.
Wow.
So I grabbed those. But then I got home and 2 of them I did have, so there were actually only, what's that make?
7.
2 of the ones that I didn't have then.
Okay.
So that was pretty good.
Nice.
Picked up some fabric. This one, I am going to do my Vintage Birds by Jeanette Douglas. It's called Vintage Country Mocha French Linen. And it's the linen that's stamped on just the one side. You said you really liked this.
I love stitching on that. I did a pillow with my monogram in the middle. I showed it a long time ago, and that is a nice piece of fabric to stitch on.
I think I'll show them what the difference is, because it's kind of interesting.
It is, yeah.
How can I do that? Let's do it this way. You can see there that the bottom is just neutral, and the top is stamped or stained, or however they've done it, painted it. But it's only on the one side, but it feels nice. It's got a really nice finish to it.
Yeah.
And it's not hard, but not soft and flimsy either. So it's kind of right in the middle.
Yeah, it's nice. Yeah, it's not flimsy
Wanna
like
feel
Weeks.
it?
Yeah.
Take a feel. And then I found some even weave I really liked. I got some khaki, and this is Lugana 25 count. And this light blue I actually have a project in mind for. I'll tell you about that later. It's actually a Christmas project that uses light blue.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be pretty.
And then a piece of pewter.
I love that color. That's pretty.
Yeah, this is pretty. But I did get one other color that went with a project I went in mind actually to find the pieces for. if Carrie's watching, pretend you don't see this. That's my daughter. She likes mermaids. And Punch Needle and Primitive Stitchers had this pattern in it. I believe in mermaids. And so I bought this sort of sea color. It's dove gray, actually, but it really looked nice with the 2 gray colors that they're using for the alphabet. I think you can see those from there. So that's going to be fun. I'm going to stitch that, and I'm going to put it in a frame I got at our fiber festival. It had a name to it. It was some kind of a sifter. Just got eaten by my book. And it had it has a wire mesh in the bottom and then a frame, like almost like you were sifting some kind of stones or separating different sizes of something. And I think I'm going to put it across the middle and finish the edges hem stitch.
Nice.
And that should be really pretty when it's done.
That is a pretty pattern.
It is. And I'm not a big mermaid fan, but I really liked the way they did that.
I know, I like it too, because it wasn't cutesy.
No.
It's really cool.
No, it definitely keeps their primitive style.
Yeah, yeah.
So that was my shopping. Then we went to the Speckled Hand. We were going to go.
Oh, you went out to lunch too?
Now, you have to be honest. We tried to meet up with you for lunch, but you got caught up at work.
I did.
And I did. I was good. I texted you 3 times. I called home. And did you hear my home message?
Yeah.
I called our house and I said, now you may be at home. And so I thought I'd leave this there in case you're trying to catch me. But if you got caught up at work, I just thought and then I went, wait a minute. I'm going to talk. If you're at work, you're not going to get this anyway. So I hung up. It was crazy. Everybody in the shop was laughing at me when I did it. But we went to Speckled Hand because Thomas the Train Engine was in Strasburg.
He was there all week.
We decided we weren't going to go to Isaac's. Percy, is
Percy.
that a sidekick?
Yes, Percy is the green one.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yep.
Well, we decided we weren't going to go share the joy of Thomas with all the little ones.
Yeah, you could have ridden the train. That would have been fun.
Yeah. So we didn't. We went to Speckled Hand instead, had a nice quiet sandwich, and then called it a day. But it was fun. A lot of fun. And
oh, gosh.
So now let's talk about what we've been working on.
Okay.
You've been busy.
Yeah, actually, yes, I have been. I'll show my band sampler again. I'm not quite caught up, but I'll show you where it is. Yep. I know Liz is like finished with
I'm waiting on you to catch up to me.
So I have to finish this block here and then start the one we just got today, and that'll go over here on this side. So I have my homework to do. Uh-oh, I just lost that big, huge pin. That would hurt, wouldn't it?
Thought I lost my beading needle the other night.
Oh, no. And then, I don't know if you remember this one or not. It's a Kathy Barrick pattern. What's the name of this one?
Rebecca is the other bunny, and it's Rodney. Is that Rodney?
Or this is Rebecca, actually.
Is it Rebecca?
I think this is Rebecca. That sounds familiar. Yes. And I'll show you the progress. Get my white piece of paper here. Feels like she's taking forever, but I got a lot done on her because I was only maybe this far when I had put her away. So I have to finish the rest of her and give her more legs. Poor thing. And the alphabet, and then there's a strip of green that goes down the bottom here. So
I think we figured you'd done like 300 stitches on that. And
yeah, it was actually
silk, right?
It was a lot. Yeah, this is silk. There's not many colors in it, but it is all silk. It's really pretty.
The variegation gives it a lot of depth.
Yeah, it's really cool, and I love the little Quaker shapes in there. So I worked on her, and then I got out, this is another one you haven't seen in a while, my Serenity Harbor sampler. So when this started, this was a block of the month where every month for a year they would send you another chart for you to build this sampler. It is so pretty.
But Deb binge bought.
Yeah, yeah, because it was out. It was almost completely out when I found it and bought it. So this is what I have so far.
That's the way I like to watch TV too. Wait till the whole thing's out on Hulu and then go watch it.
Yeah. So this is what I have so far. I don't know if you can see there's the sunshine up there. It'll be very long I cannot remember what this color fabric is, but I think it's the count that it's called for. So I'd have to look again in the instructions what that is, but it's the called for count. I know that. It calls for DMC, and I am using DMC except for I changed my water so that I could get some kind of, I wanted it to look like it was actually moving, so it has depth to it. So the darker blue, or the darker like turquoisey color, and the lighter turquoisey color, I changed to overdyed thread. The stem is changed, and the 2 pinks in the flowers are changed. So that's what I have so far. There you go. I don't know if that's better back here where you can see it.
Better here?
Better here? Better 1? Better 2. All right. And then I have 2 finishes. So I'll show those in a little bit. But that's what I got done.
That is the friction pen I gave you that you said I didn't give you.
Really?
Yes. Ha! I am vindicated.
Hey, Liz. Remember when you gave me this friction pen? I love it.
She was in my craft room the other day, and I pulled out a black friction pen. She goes, oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, she starts erasing it. I'm like, oh, that's really cool.
I said, I gave you one of these in a bag on our retreat. No. I said, I'm almost positive I saw it in your craft room. No. I have to keep a close eye on you.
Yes, you do.
I do.
I told you you're my brain.
Who's watching you this week? Poor Matt and I
don't know who's on the schedule this week. I'm not sure. Somebody better be.
All right.
Okay. So what did you work on?
What did I work on?
Yes.
I worked on, these are some little things I worked on. This was...
It's a really cool pen. I like it.
Hey, it erases too.
Yeah.
This is Quincy.
With friction.
From Stacy Nash Primitives.
Put it up there so I don't lose
he's
it again.
a fob. I'm thinking I'm going to have to put him on my sewing shears because he's a big fob.
Yeah, he's really cute.
I just finished the top of his head and started on his face a little bit.
Now, is it like a kit? Do you get the ribbon and everything?
You get the ribbon.
Oh, you do?
Yep.
Okay.
You buy the fabric and the threads, but you get the ribbon.
And did you buy that at Salty Yarns when we were there?
Wait a minute. Am I fibbing? I did not get the ribbon. I'm fibbing.
Huh.
You get the pattern. Just the pattern.
Just the pattern, okay.
I have to find the ribbon.
Okay.
It reminds me of the ribbon I got, though, with another kit. The Bountiful Acorn kit I got with Jackie Duplessis.
Yeah.
So I think it should be fairly easy. It is a silk ribbon.
Yeah.
It looks about a 1/2 inch wide, though. It
Cute.
looks pretty wide. So there was him. Oh, here's the fun part. I actually finished all the pieces to the Shining Needle Society class.
Yay!
And I was going to start the finishing on this. That's the piece. It's called Rhapsody in Blue. And inside she refers to it as a needle pouch, I think. I thought it was just a little sewing kit basket that you put everything in. But it actually is set up, and part of that lid opens up, and you can put your needles in the felt. It's cool.
I like that blue so much. That's so pretty.
I got the top and bottom stitched. Done. And then the parts. So I'm going to take the next week and play with this and see if we can get her put together.
Nice.
I have never sewn silk on a sewing machine, so I'm a little nervous about that. I do have the right threads and everything that you need to do it, so I'm hoping it'll go well. And then the little smalls to it are just kind of similar to the projects you and I have already done in classes, so I don't think that'll be too difficult. This top part, though, is done by hand.
Oh, okay.
And
very pretty.
I think the casing for the silk is done on the machine. And then this casing around the inside, there's a wooden, almost rectangular hoop, if you can imagine something round and rectangular. It looks oval in the picture, but it's a little squarer on the edges of the wood. And then I think this needlework is attached by hand to the inside of the pouch once you do this casing on the machine.
Very cool.
If I recall the directions properly. So
pretty.
Yes. And if everything else, it has a strawberry. So one more strawberry.
Everybody's got to have a strawberry.
Seems that way. And I pulled out my Cardinal Points by Long Dog Sampler and got all my threads reattached to my needles. I had all of them set up in my needle threader so that I could just pull them out. They're all threaded with one thread, which makes it nice. And then I got my cardinal and a little more of the flower greens done down here, and I did this border and then finished the top border there on the inside.
Pretty.
So now I think I'm going to work on the motifs that go inside here and start on this center part that has another cardinal in it up here and see where we go. Oh. And that
you
is a very quiet subscriber to me.
Don't know if they can hear that this time.
They may not. But this is the time where we like to recognize those of you who subscribe and watch our channel regularly. And
yes, thank you so
much. We
have
a couple of things to share.
We do. So our two winners for this week's video, Serena Gonzalez, you will be getting a beautiful sampler.
That's pretty.
Isn't that pretty?
Mm-hmm.
This one is called Life Tree Sampler. So there's that one, and then another sampler by the Counted Collection, the May Basket Sampler. Really sorry, the lighting's not good over here. Sorry about that.
No, that's Gloria and Pat. Who was the other one by?
The first one?
Yeah. Merklap, the Levin's Bloom.
Yeah, that one.
Okay, never heard of them before.
Serena.
It says design from Jan Helpman.
Yes. Get a hold of us. Our information is in the drop-down section. We just need your physical address, and we'll get that out to you. And Wendy Jones, you will be getting a needle roll that has bees and honeycombs, all that stuff on it. And that was, what did we say that was?
Shepherd's Bush.
Shepherd's Bush. And then you will also be getting Cherished Stitches, a stitched box that you could put together. The directions and the chart are in here to stitch that beautiful box.
That's Louise Henderson's stuff.
Pretty. Yeah, so Wendy Jones and Serena Gonzalez, thank you so much, and thanks to everyone who subscribes. We really appreciate it. Thank you.
So if you're watching and you haven't subscribed, please do. We like to let everybody have fun with our giveaways.
Yes.
And then last week we played a game about our Flosstube history, and we asked if you could identify the video that we discussed Deb's gas explosion. She told the story of what happened at her house. And the correct answer was video 15. And from all of you who guessed the correct answer, Kim Esmond is the winner. And she's going to receive this sweetheart tree pattern. And it's a kit. It has everything, including the silks. It's called Fancy Heart.
Yep, everything's in there.
Very pretty. I have one. I'll bring it. I should be able to finish it before the next time. I just have some of the tendrils around the outside left to do, and it's called
that's
a
really
Rhodes butterfly. I think mine all has like Rhodes stitches in it. It's very different. But they're fun to do because of all the specialty stitches.
Yeah. So Kim, thank you, and get a hold of us. You can always instant message me on Instagram too. Oh, I forgot to say this too when I was showing my By the Bay piece. That I have another chart I wanted to show you. We didn't stitch it yet, but we fell in love with this one when we saw it finished at Salty Yarns. They have it hanging up, and it's called Winter Cove. This is the pattern. It's so pretty. There's a lot of patterns they have. They're beautiful, and they all kind of have a look to them. Liz was saying
they do.
You can kind of pick them out.
Yeah, By the Bay is always By the Bay.
Yeah, but just beautiful patterns. I know. Jan Hicks, she stitched one and actually finished it. So if you look back on some of her videos, you'll be able to watch her. It's different than mine. Ginger Gerald is stitching one. So there's lots of different charts, but they're all beautiful. So if that kind of style interests you, you might want to look them up, and you might be able to find something.
And DMC on makes it really nice.
Yeah.